Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. Today we have a big box from David from Florida. Inside the big box we have a little box with a business card, Subaru Specialist. Awesome. What's wrong with the little box? This is 2004 STI with code P0032. P0032 is a oxygen sensor. I don't remember if it's rear or front, but it's one of those two. And typically what happens on these is that the transistor will short out for an unknown reason. I think this might be a manufacturer's defect or something like that, not sure. But we didn't charge for this one yet because there are two possibilities. One is that the transistor is shorted and we just need to replace the transistor and we're good. The other possibility is that the input of the MCU is shorted and transistor is fine. In which case, all we can do is essentially replace the unit. We can't even, well, perhaps we could clone it. It kind of depends, because if the car is drivable, then the rest of the MCU should be working just fine. It's just the input that is shorted, which means we should be able to read the microcontroller and clone it to the replacement. This is this is the version that has no IC405 over here, right? It's missing. So this is one of those expensive ECMs. So let's hope we can fix it. So first, let's check the transistors. So we have two transistors, one over here, 2414 and 3225. I don't remember which one's rear, which one's front, but it doesn't matter because we can quickly confirm. So we're gonna attach the red probe to drain and black to gate, and we have 2.8 voltage drop and we have 1.3 voltage drop to the source, which means this transistor is fine and our input over here is fine. So if it beeps over here and doesn't beep over here, that means the input is, or actually in this case that's output, because this actually controls the heater on the O2 sensor. And the output of the MCU is also going to be a transistor inside, just a lot smaller. So if it doesn't beep over here, we're good, right? If it beeps over here and beeps over here, the transistor is faulty. Now let's check the other one, same way. And we're beeping here with 57 millivolt drop. And we're beeping here with 25 millivolt drop. So transistor, that's a good news. That's a very good news. Once we remove the transistor, we're gonna beep through it again just to make sure, but it looks like this is just a faulty transistor. 3225. Let's see if we have it in stock. All right, we have transistor in stock. So now all we have to do over here is protect the harness so we don't melt it. I mean, those transistors, they don't have like huge thermal mass, so we probably could get away with desoldering it without protecting the harness, most likely. But we also don't want to expose the cups over here to too high of a temperature either. So that's what we're gonna do here. And let's hope it didn't fuse to the board, because sometimes that happens. Just a little, I'm blowing with 385 at 93 liters. and it let loose very easy. Now let's beep once more. So we want to do the red over here and black over here, and we're good. We're open here. Beautiful. Now in the over here, red, black, and is this going to give us 0.5? No. Okay. Beautiful. And let's check the transistor. Yeah, transistor is definitely shorted. So transistors go into the trash. Here we have the replacement. Let's check the replacement. We got open here, and we got 0.300, 400. Yeah, it should be roughly 0.5. It's a little bit lower, but it's definitely not shorted. And in the other direction, it's open because there's a diode over there. So now all we have to do is this. Heat it up nicely. Put the transistor on without burning yourself, which is difficult always. Reflow it nicely. Okay, I think it's holding. Yeah, it's holding. Now a little bit of omega 559 flux. This is Whiskey Tango, because I had an extra syringe in the latest batch. So, because normally I use RA, but yeah, sometimes extras. So I just use extras. Okay, we can remove the protective stuff. Then let's heat it up over here. Come on, there. Okay, we need a little bit of hotter, because we want a relatively good connection over here, and we want a relatively good connection over here. And there. Now, connection on the gate, well, there's not much current going through the gate, so it's good. I kind of want to put a little bit more over here, but as you can see, it doesn't flow that well. But there is a good connection underneath, right? So let's I removed the foil a little too early, so let's put another piece of foil so we don't do a lot of melting here. I want to, just to be sure, I want to reflow it again. And blowing away from the cups. The light is not ideal. A little flux. The transistor is flowing. A little more flux. And a little more hotter. And there, maybe it doesn't look awesome because we have this big blob on top, but it's definitely reflown correctly. Now let's let it cool down. Yeah, we still did a little bit of melting over here, but sometimes that is unavoidable. I put double layer aluminum foil and it still didn't protect it, but you need relatively high temperature to reflow the transistor. When they do it in the factory, you know, the harness is the last thing that goes on, right? So this, we would have to remove the harness to do it like they do it in the factory. Let's just get rid of that aluminum foil that fused into the harness, just so it doesn't peel while operational, while we operate the vehicle. All right, and we have to neatly remove all those little shavings. And there's one more over here. Got fused into the plastic, so let's just scrape it off there. Yeah, we don't want this stuff over here. It shouldn't really break anything or, you know, affect anything, would be my guess, but it's best if it's not there. And now, final measurement. So we want to read the diode here. No, the diode is reverse polarity, so it goes from here to here. Yeah, 0.43 in circuit. Very good. No connection. Well, 2.6 voltage drop from the gate, but it's not because of the transistor, it's because we're in circuit. And in reverse, here we're open, and here we are open. So that's our fix. Code P0032 will go away now. Poof. And let's put it back in the case. Put the case back. And that is 2004 STI done quick. These are very much worth a repair because people want ridiculous money for these. Especially since it's not that easy to clone these. I can't clone these. And if the MCU is faulty, there's no way to clone it. You can only initialize it in the vehicle, so it's not much we can do. I mean, probably we could program it outside the vehicle, most likely. But you need the OEM software from Subaru to do that. You can't do that with third-party software. Alrighty, so that is 22611AJ4 AJ242 2004 STI done quick. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I shall see you guys in the next one.